Hi.
Hi, Oleg. Hey, Oleg. Do I need to change that template to include anything about the preferred license, or are we good to merge that?
Well, I assume you mean agenda.
It's on the pull request that you approved yesterday.
Oh yeah, I approved it. So for me, my comment is not a blocker. I was just waiting for the second approval.
Got it.
Okay, let's go. I'll share my screen. So full disclaimer, I'm on touchpad today, so it might be a bit fun sometimes, but let's see. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I have added a few topics to the agenda, and yeah, thanks to everyone. So I would like to try a bit different approach today. So basically, we could take a look at the roadmap since we agreed that we announce it. Just take a look at pending items, and if if something isn't covered, we just return back to the common agenda. Fine with everyone? Okay, let's try. So for public roadmap, I believe that everything is done. There was a pull request merged to add it to the list. So I'm just going to close this item later when I get to that. So the next one, CD events. Andrea, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Yeah, so CD events as incubating project, we discussed it yesterday during our SIG events, and Steve is working on a proposal for that.
Yeah, there's one thing we're waiting on, that the DNS name from Tracy Miranda was going to have the Linux Foundation purchase it, and we're just waiting on that. That's one of we have little things like that we're waiting on for the proposal.
So yeah, according to the graduation process, there is also has to be a TUC presentation. I'm not sure whether it could be parallelized, but in principle, I see no problem with that. So maybe we could tentatively schedule it to the next meeting, so that we get this formality completed as well.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things that we need to work, as Steve mentioned, that we are doing, like also the setting up the governance for the repo. So we need there are a few of the items in the checklist that we need to complete.
Yeah, what we're finding is as I go through the proposal template and filling it out, there's things that we just need to hunt down and get finalized. You know, like our logo, just recently the Twitter handle got finalized, things like that. So we're moving along.
Great. So hopefully in 2 weeks we will be able to get key items in place. By the way, is the recording going on? Because I don't see an indicator. Doesn't seem so.
Seems to be. I do see an indicator recording.
Okay. So thanks a lot for the city events update. Anything else on this topic?
I was just going to say, Steve, if you want any extra hands or eyes on the governance, setting that up for the events, CD events proposal, then just let me know. I'm happy to help.
Okay, yeah, so there's, we are going to set up a, we agreed yesterday to set up like a bootstrapped governance committee, and then by year end, do a formal governance document.
Right.
But I will definitely reach out to you.
Great. Good.
And that's all we have for CD events.
So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so moving on then. Yeah, thanks for the update. So what we have, genuine inclusive naming initiative. So Tracy has submitted a request to the organization. As far as I can tell, we didn't get a response. So I'm planning to join the next governance meeting to see what happens, but yeah, no serious updates for today. And the next one,
go back to that one real quick on the inclusive naming.
Yep.
When I was out in Napa, the LFX tools was bringing in one of their products. I can't remember if there was a security scan, but they did present a scan of the repos that would show areas that you need to improve on your inclusion and those type of things. So I don't know if we have all the LFX tools enabled for all of the projects, but that may be something that we need to look into, because it'll give us a good jump start on the inclusion.
experience, I can say that we have LFX tools, including scanning and insights enabled. The problem that these tools are not that helpful until you configure them. So for every project, it actually makes sense to see what needs to be done. For the scanning, yeah, I've seen this tool, but we haven't really enabled it for Jenkins, because currently GitHub queries will keep us busy for the next couple of months at least, even if there is somebody working on it full time. So in general, this terminology scanning is good, but for the record, it doesn't verify screenshots and many other areas. So far, it's not a complete solution.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could get somebody to kind of help us out and get things moving along with them.
I can bring it up to Brian Dawson. So he's a PM for LFX. We should have a meeting next week, I believe. So I can just ask him to see whether we could dedicate someone to the CDF. Have you all?
And that was it for me on inclusion.
For these topics. So the next one, CDF Landscape. So Kara, this is for you.
It's going very well, actually. The landscape itself is looking better. People are starting to independently contribute to the repo, which is fantastic. And just last evening, / maybe it was sent out this morning, I actually sent an email to the TOC mailing list regarding attending a landscape working group where we look at the current suggestions on how to reorganize the I love your cat, reorganize the categories on the landscape, and so how we can tweak them. And that might, I don't want this to be too heavy of a process, so we'll do a working group, maybe do an iteration or two, and then come back to it in maybe every 6 months or something. But I think just a reconsideration of some of the categories is maybe due, and there was certainly a lot of discussion on the issue and sort of sub issues within the landscape repo.
Or which emailing list did you send it out to?
I believe I sent it to the TOC one, but I am just being signed up to the group. So last night when I sent it, there was some sort of moderator blocking, and then this morning I think Tracy triggered it and said she had received it, but I can't tell. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, because I haven't seen it yet. That's why I was curious.
Okay, let me know if it doesn't come through to you, but I'll be speaking to you about the event say, but yeah, since it's my first
It came
time.
through maybe 1 or 2 hours ago. So maybe when Tracy approved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting for my digest.
Okay. So please respond. And it looks like Friday.
Oh, fantastic. Sweet. Friday's a good day.
Okay. So any other updates or requests from?
No, just please continue your involvements as you can, either in the working group or on the repo or on issues. It's nice to see everyone's engagement with the project. So thank you.
Thank you. So the next one is streamlining project onboarding. So the next item in our checklist for this story was template. And yesterday Steve created a pull request for having this template. So I approved it. It would be great to have another review so that we mention. Would anyone be able to take a look?
I can review that if you like a look.
I can request you to review this report.
Thank you.
So, yeah, maybe one thing here, it would be nice to reference this template somewhere from other docs, because right now it looks to be standalone, but yeah, the template in itself looks good. Okay. Any other important tasks we have on the list? I've created a bunch of follow-up tickets as Tracy asked from the initial review. And so currently it's assigned to Tracy. Just understand, would you be looking at them or is it?
I'm sorry, this is the onboarding checklist. Is this what you were referring to?
Yes, so Tracy created an onboarding checklist. At the last meeting, we approved it, but there are some follow-ups that needed to be addressed. So just to make sure who would be driving the story going forward.
For communication channels, I would leave that with Tracy. Yeah, I would leave that with her, but I can look at it if you would like. I can do a review on it.
Well, basically, all these stories require some governance board level decisions, I guess. So let's see.
This is the onboarding checklist for defined ownership transfer requirements for communication channels.
one, yes, we don't have this policy. So, for example, Jenkins owns the most of communication channels on its own. Same for social media, and there is expectation for GitHub, so maybe for the rest as well. Patent transfer expectations is a painful topic, especially for projects that don't have Apache license v2. And so this is a topic about license requirements, as Steve mentioned earlier. Because currently we don't require projects to adopt Apache license v2 like CNCF does. So the question is, what would be the foundation's position on that? So, and yeah, trademark reference is something minor, but it would be nice to make it explicit too.
Okay. And Tracy is answering these? Is that what you had said? Tracy was engaged in this and her? Okay.
Yeah, we discussed 2 meetings ago. And yeah, next time we have a sync up with Tracy, we will also bring it up.
Okay. Is it simply that you're looking for a faster response and you want this pushed forward? Is that what you're asking?
No, there is no need in faster responses, rather the clock. So I was looking at that as a part of story for this onboarding guidelines, because this is basically closing the gaps we've seen. Yeah, no expectation that it gets solved this month, next month, or even next year. Let's see. So the next one, Chinese localization SIG onboarding. I believe that we agreed that it can be closed. So all major tasks have been delivered. So, yeah. As far as we are concerned, it can be closed. I already a quick summary for the CDF. They're doing a meetup, and they asked for a quick presentation. It's somewhat related, but not on the TOC list. But on the dashboard, are there any topics we missed? I guess not. So I had one question to Garima, but she is not on the call today. So I guess we can just move on for now. Yeah. Anything else you would like to discuss today?
The only other thing was when we were out at in Napa, that we had, I don't know what you call it, the working group or a semi-board meeting, kind of brought up that and agreed that the CD events would be their focus for being able to go forward into next year, and kind of that being a way to, I don't know, be a showcase project, but you know, a lot of focus around the events was agreed upon, that everybody thought that would be the focus. Is that a correct way to sum it up, Cara?
Yes, that is. And I will be talking to you and the event saying more about this, but I have just found out that I have a little more bandwidth to put towards the event saying, and make sure we really move forward with the CD events project, make sure it's getting the attention it needs and bringing people in. So that is super exciting for me, I can say, and I think it's a great focus for the CDF. I think it's a great, one way to think of it is as a showcase project, but really it's just a great initiative and great innovation in the CI/CD space. And I'm really excited that the CDF is playing such a strong role in it.
Just to understand what particularly go forward means in terms of expected deliveries. Is it a graduated project? Is it a 1.0 version, or how do you see it?
I think it was, we didn't get into the details, but I would envision things like, you know, like for example, at CDCon, making sure that CD events has is highlighted there. Webinars, podcasts, you know, helping get CD events in front of KubeCon, you know, talks, those type of things. Basically, you know, social media plus speaking engagements.
Mhm.
And then the goal from the events team is to bring other projects and companies, get them involved and grow the community.
Sense.
So yesterday at our SIG meeting, we identified a list of project and companies that we'd want to reach out to.
That's great. And yeah, are there any other highlights from the Left Member Summit?
Not that I recall from what I remember from other than stuff that's happening at the LFX tools and some of the other foundations.
That's nice. So yeah, I got a few more notes, crazy, but I'm not sure whether it's good to share them right now. So maybe for the next meeting, we could just do wider review.
Okay.
So thanks, everyone. So do you want to discuss anything else, or would you like to close down earlier? On my list.
I'm good.
Okay, then everyone gets 30 minutes bonus. And thanks a lot. Looking forward to meeting you on November 23rd at this standard time. No time zone changes planned anymore, right? Maybe Australia. Okay.
Right. Yeah.